The prodigal son returns. From draft night promise to all-star sensation. Now, Lauri Markkanen might be coming home. The Finnish Finisher and the Chicago Bulls reunited? The story that's shaking up the NBA, next. Welcome to Chicago Bulls News, your go-to source for the latest updates on the Windy City's favorite team. Today, we've got a story that's sure to get your hearts racing and your minds buzzing with possibilities. Hold on to your seats, because the Finnish Finisher might just be making his way back to the United Center. That's right, folks. Lauri Markkanen, the 7-foot sharpshooter who once donned the iconic red and black, is reportedly in talks with the Chicago Bulls for a potential comeback. Now, before we dive into the juicy details, let's take a quick trip down memory lane to remind ourselves why this news is sending shockwaves through the NBA. Markkanen, the 7th overall pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, burst onto the scene as a rookie, showcasing a unique blend of size, shooting, and mobility that had Bulls fans dreaming of the next Dirk Nowitzki. In his 4 seasons with Chicago, the Finnish forward averaged 15.6 points and 7.1 rebounds per game, while shooting a respectable 36.6% from beyond the arc. But as we all know, things didn't quite pan out as expected. Injuries, inconsistency, and a changing roster around him led to Markkanen's departure from Chicago in 2021 as part of a sign and trade deal that sent him to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Fast forward to the present day, and Lauri has found new life with the Utah Jazz. In fact, he's not just found new life, he's thriving. The 2022-2023 season saw Markkanen earn his first All-Star selection, putting up career-high numbers of 25.6 points and 8.6 rebounds per game. He's developed into the player many Bulls fans hoped he'd become when he was drafted, a versatile offensive weapon who can score from anywhere on the court. So, why on earth would the Jazz even consider letting go of their newly minted All-Star? And why would the Bulls be interested in bringing back a player they once traded away? Well, my friends, that's where things get interesting. Let's break down the situation from both sides. The Utah Jazz perspective. The Jazz, despite Markkanen's breakout season, find themselves at a crossroads. They've overachieved expectations, but are still far from being true contenders in the loaded Western Conference. With a treasure trove of draft picks and young talent, the Jazz might be looking to continue their rebuild and accumulate even more assets. Trading Markkanen at the peak of his value could net them a significant return, potentially accelerating their path back to contention. It's a classic case of selling high, and the Bulls might just be the perfect trade partner. The Chicago Bulls perspective. Now, let's talk about our beloved Bulls. It's no secret that the team has struggled to find consistency since the departures of DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. The front office has been searching for a new identity, and bringing back a familiar face who's blossomed into a star could be just what the doctor ordered. Markkanen's improved play addresses several needs for the Bulls. A consistent scoring threat. Improved three-point shooting. Frontcourt versatility. A potential face of the franchise. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sources close to the team suggest that Markkanen has maintained a strong relationship with several key figures in the Bulls organization, including head coach Billy Donovan and former teammates Kobe White and Patrick Williams. This personal connection could be the X factor in making this potential reunion a reality. Markkanen reportedly feels that he has unfinished business in Chicago and believes that his growth as a player could help elevate the Bulls back to playoff contention. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but wait, didn't we already try this? Didn't it not work out the first time? And you're not wrong to be skeptical. However, it's important to remember that both Markkanen and the Bulls organization have evolved since their initial partnership. Lauri is no longer the wide-eyed rookie trying to find his footing in the league. He's a confident, battle-tested veteran who has learned how to consistently impact games at the highest level. On the flip side, the Bulls have a clearer vision of how to build around a player of Markkanen's caliber with a coaching staff that has proven adept at maximizing talent. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. As exciting as this potential reunion is, there are still significant hurdles to overcome. Trade package. The Bulls would need to put together an attractive package to pry Markkanen away from Utah. This could include a combination of young players, draft picks, and potentially a third team to facilitate the deal. Possible trade scenarios could include Patrick Williams, Kobe White, and multiple first-round picks. A three-team deal involving a win-now team that could send additional assets to Utah. Salary cap implications. Markkanen is currently in the middle of a 4-year, $67 million contract. The Bulls would need to make the numbers work under the salary cap, potentially moving other contracts to create space. Long-term fit. While Markkanen's individual talent is undeniable, the Bulls front office must be convinced that he can be the centerpiece of a winning team. This means not just putting up numbers, but elevating those around him and contributing to a winning culture. Now, Bulls fans, I want to hear from you. How would you feel about Lauri Markkanen returning to Chicago? Do you think he's the missing piece that could vault the Bulls back into contention? Or are you wary of revisiting the past? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. Before we wrap up, let's play a little game of What If. Imagine, if you will, a starting lineup featuring PG, Kobe White, SG, Ayo Dosunmu, SF, DeMar DeRozan, PF, Lauri Markkanen, C, Nikola Vucevic. That's a lineup with scoring, shooting, playmaking, and a mix of youth and veteran savvy. It's a group that could compete with anyone on any given night. But here's where you come in, Bulls Nation. We want to know, what trade package would you be willing to offer for Markkanen? How do you think his game has evolved since leaving Chicago? What's your bold prediction for Markkanen's stats if he returns to the Bulls? Let us know in the comments, and the most interesting responses might just be featured in our next video. Alright, folks, that's all we've got for today's breaking news. Remember, while these talks are reportedly happening, nothing is set in stone yet. But one thing's for sure, the mere possibility of the Finnish Finisher returning to Chicago has set the basketball world abuzz. Keep it locked right here for all the latest updates on this developing story. And hey, who knows? The next time we see Lauri Markkanen stepping onto the United Center floor, it might just be in a Bulls jersey once again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all things Bulls. Until next time, keep believing in Chicago basketball.